let's go ahead and get started. We are going to read our text for the day, which is called Sorry, I Forgot to Ask. This is going to go along with our theme for the week of making a plan, because sometimes when we make a plan, especially as children, we need to have permission to complete that plan. So we're going to take a walk through a couple days in RJ's life where he is forgetting to ask for permission a lot. Okay, the kiddo is not asking for permission a lot. And we're going to join him as he learns to ask for permission and apologize when he makes a mistake. We're going to pause throughout the book to have discussion, just like we normally do. And the first question is this: tell about a time you did something without asking for permission. So something you were supposed to ask for permission, but you did not do so. So you will say, one time I forgot to ask permission to, and then you'll share with your breakout room when we go there. For now, I'm going to switch to our camera for our text reading. Awesome. Look at all my Post-its, kiddos. So many things to do. Alrighty, this is called Sorry, I Forgot to Ask. His face does not look very happy. Something tells me he's probably gotten himself into some trouble. My name is RJ, and I'm in timeout again. It seems like I've been in timeout a lot lately. Friday after school, my best friend Sam and I decided we didn't want to ride the bus, so we walked home instead. On the way home, we had a rock throwing contest in the field. We took our shoes off and went wading in the frog pond, but we didn't catch any frogs. Then we stopped at the corner store and bought slushies. I got bubblegum blueberry and Sam got grape. When I walked into my house, my mom looked worried. She smiled and ran over and gave me a great big hug. But as soon as she saw the slushy marks on my face, her smile turned into a mad frown. "Where have you been? I was so worried about you," she said. "Well, Sam and I decided that we didn't want to ride the bus, so you walked home?" "Yes, and on the way home we had a rock throwing con." "RJ, you can't just decide not to take the bus. You have to ask for permission. We spent the last 2 hours looking for you. Sam's mom and dad were worried. Your teacher was worried. The bus driver was worried. Your dad and I were worried sick." "But why are you so mad? All we did was walk home." "RJ, I'm upset because you didn't ask for permission and we didn't know where you were." "Sorry, I forgot to ask." "Sometimes saying sorry just isn't enough," she said. Then I got sent home to my time-out chair. On Saturday morning, Sam was over at my house and we were playing video games. We needed to get a code off the internet to win the games. My parents always make me ask for permission before I get on the internet, but my dad was outside washing the car and my mom was on the phone talking to my Aunt Sylvia. "Just get on real quick and look it up," Sam said. We went into my dad's office and logged on to the computer, just as my mom got off the phone. "RJ," she said, "you know you have to ask permission before you get on the internet." "We were just looking up a game code. What's the big deal?" "The deal is you know the rule and you broke the rule. Sam, please go home. RJ, I know. Go to my chair for another timeout." That afternoon, when my little sister Blanche got home and back from our piano lessons, we walked into the house and it smelled like a cup of hot chocolate. My mom had made her ultimate famous triple-layer double chocolate cake with whipped cream frosting. There it was, sitting right on the counter. Next to the cake was a note. Dear RJ and Blanche, I'm picking up Grandma. I'll be home in 10 minutes. Your snack is on the table. Love, Mom. I looked over at the table. Apples, string cheese, and graham crackers. I don't want to eat this stuff, said Blanche. I want cake. Me too. Should we wait to ask Mom? Well, if we just eat a teeny tiny piece, she probably won't even notice. We both ate a tiny piece. It tasted so good. Then we had another tiny piece, and another, and another. And then in walked my mom with Grandma. At first, my mom smiled, but when she saw us eating the cake, she got tears in her eyes and her face turned sad. RJ and Blanche, she said, you ate the cake. Yeah, and it's so good, I said. That was Grandma's special birthday cake. I told you we should have asked, RJ, Blanche said. Uh-oh, sorry. Oops. All right, and we are going to pause there for our first breakout room where you will be discussing this question. Tell about a time you did something without asking for permission. You can start your answer by saying, one time I forgot to ask permission to. So you're telling about a time that you forgot to ask permission. I'll copy that question and put it in the chat, and you are getting ready to go into some breakout rooms. Remember, when you are in your breakout rooms, you will unmute your microphones immediately, just like if you were to turn and talk with people at your table. And you are going to share your responses with your group. You do not leave your breakout room until it is time for you to come back to the main session. Okay? All right. Let's see here. There you go. You first three just got lucky because I forgot to record your lack of asking for permission. All right, let's hear from some others. When's a time you forgot to ask for permission? Vianney.
When I was going upstairs to my brother's room to steal his mouse and then put it back.
Ooh, you tried to sneak it, huh? Did you get caught?
Nah, he was at school.
Oh, she got away with it. Uh-oh. All right, no permission for the mouse. Leah.
One time, I forgot to ask my parents if I could have candy. So, I just had a whole big bowl of ice cream.
Oh, man, you forgot the candy, so you said, I'll get a different sweet instead. Oh, man, do you have a tummy ache?
No.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad. Chris, when's a time you forgot to ask for permission?
I forgot to ask permission from getting my phone or tablet.
Oh, you have to have permission for those electronics?
Yeah.
Yep. Justin, what about you? When did you forget to ask for permission?
Once I didn't ask permission to play basketball and then I couldn't play basketball.
Oh, so there was a consequence for a time that you forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be scary when parents don't know where we are. All right, kiddos, I know that there are so many. I love the active participation. I have a couple interesting questions for you. The next question that we are going to discuss after we read a little bit is here. Why is it important to ask for permission? So based on what a lot of you have said, you've learned that lesson. Why is it important to ask for permission? What are some dangers that can happen when we don't ask for permission? So why is it important to ask, and what are some dangers that can happen when we don't? Let's continue reading about RJ's choices to see if we can find out some answers to this. Blanche, RJ, go to your chairs. You are both in time out. So I sat in my chair waiting for my third time out of the weekend to end. About 16 years later, my dad came over to talk to me. RJ, you are really struggling lately with asking for permission. You walked home from school without asking, you got on the internet without asking, and you helped yourself to Grandma's special birthday cake without asking and spoiled Mom's party plans. You need to do a much better job of asking for permission. When you ask for permission, you should look right at the person when you're ready to ask. Use a calm, pleasant voice and don't talk too fast. Ask, "May I please?" and then do your best to stay calm if the answer is a no or a yes. Yeah, but when I remember to ask, the answer is usually no, RJ. Just keep asking for permission. The better you are at accepting no the right way, the more likely we'll say yes the next time. I felt really bad about eating my grandma's birthday cake, but I didn't know what to say to her. Mom went to the store and bought another chocolate cake for the party, but it just wasn't the same. On Monday, when I got back to school, Sam and I got sent to the principal's office. RJ and Sam, he said, you both had everybody really worried on Friday. You can't just decide on your own that you want to walk home from school. You have to ask for permission. Now, you need to apologize, and just saying the word sorry is not enough. What do I say? I asked. To say you're sorry, you should look right at the person. You've got nothing to fear. Say, "I'm sorry," or "I apologize for." You must be sincere. Explain your new plan to be the best you can be. Then finish by saying, "Thanks for listening to me." My principal had me and Sam practice apologizing the right way. I think we had to do it like 100 times. Then we had to tell our teacher and the bus driver that we were sorry and wouldn't walk home again without asking for permission. After making that many apologies, I was actually getting pretty good at it. When I got home from school, I asked my mom to take me over to my grandma's so I could apologize the right way for eating her cake. I realized that asking for forgiveness is a lot harder than just asking for permission in the first place. My grandma loved my apology. She gave me a great big hug. All right, let's go ahead and take some time to look at this question that you're getting ready to discuss in your breakout rooms. Why is it important to ask for permission? What are some dangers that can happen when we don't ask for permission? Your responses might begin with, it is, oh, not is it, I should say it is. Let's fix that. It is important to ask for permission because if we don't ask for permission, blank could happen. So I want to challenge you not just to think about physical dangers, but also emotional dangers. Like, for example, Grandma was probably really sad that she didn't get to have a birthday cake. So that was a danger to Grandma's emotions that hurt her feelings as well. So think about some reasons that it's important to ask for permission and what are some dangers that can happen when we don't do that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open your rooms. And again, I'll copy that prompt in the chat. Alrighty, I am curious to hear your responses. The question was, why is it important to ask for permission? And what are some dangers that can happen when we don't ask for permission? Terrence, what do you have to say? Why is it important to ask for permission? Oh, I caught him right in the middle of a drink. Sorry.
Go get stolen.
Okay, so kidnapping or stolen, if our families don't know where we are, they can't look out for us to protect us. Okay. What do you have to say, Vianney?
If you're a baby and you grab a fork and go to the outlet, you might hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's a really specific example. So funny story is my son last night, he crawls now, and he was upstairs in the bedroom, and he went to reach for an outlet right at the second that I saw him. So I had to pick him up and grab him because, yeah, that's scary. Now, babies don't know how to ask for permission, but we definitely know as we're older how to ask for permission in dangerous situations. Definitely. Camille, what do you have to say, sis?
When you're in the street, you would ask if you can walk across the street or you'll get hit by a car.
Yeah, so there's times where we have some car danger as well. We have to be aware of our surroundings. So a lot of these permissions have focused on our home life, but even when we're outside in the world as well. Great. What more can we say? Colton, what do you have to say?
My baby brother chews on wires.
Oh man, why? So he's a little young to ask for permission, but what's a danger of if we don't ask for permission in situations like that?
You might leave somewhere and then
What? Yeah, that's good. That's a good start. What would happen if we left a place without permission? Like, let's say we're at Walmart and we decide, I want to go out to the parking lot, but we don't ask for permission. What's a danger of that?
that you could get run over.
Yeah, there's traffic in that parking lot. Yep.
Also because if you because people drive crazy in the world. Like sometimes cars, when they're close to grass, they go off the grass. They go into the grass.
Yeah, so some dangerous driving situations. What about some emotional dangers? So we've talked a lot about physical with our bodies. What's something that could happen to someone's feelings or their emotions if we forget to ask for permission? What's something that could affect someone else? Sophia?
So they can be dangerous because if somebody it's their birthday and you steal present, that will make their feelings sad.
Yeah, so like if we just open up their presents or start ripping them open, then yeah, they didn't get to have their special moment. Then that was kind of taken from them. Thank you. So that can hurt emotions. Leah?
So like if it's Halloween and you're trick-or-treating like with your best friend and you like steal all of their candy, will make them mad.
Yeah, so we're focusing on stealing for sure, and that could definitely upset someone. Definitely. Thank you. All right, so we have one more question, and we're going to take a look at our last page of the book, actually. Oh, not participants. I want the camera. There we go. So we just read with RJ, and he said, I realize that asking for forgiveness is a lot harder than just asking for permission in the first place. My grandma loved my apology. She gave me a great big hug. The next Saturday, Grandma and I made an ultimate famous triple layer double chocolate cake with whipped cream frosting. And we gave it to my mom. Yeah, so sometimes when we apologize, we can also put actions to it to make ourselves or to make the people that were affected feel better. Okay. Alrighty. So this one, we're going to take some practice, and this is going to take some assertiveness as well. Let's pretend that you need to ask for permission. Okay. So you need to ask for permission. Your friends want to go on a walk around the neighborhood. How would you ask for permission? So you can start with, I would ask for permission by saying, we're not going to go to breakout rooms. I'm going to put this in the chat. And I want to hear a couple examples here with everyone. So let me put this in the chat here. So pretend your friends want to go on a walk around the neighborhood. How would you ask for permission? So if you wanted to do that. Anton, how would you ask for permission to go on a walk around the neighborhood? Go ahead and unmute, kiddo.
By saying to my mom, can I please go take a walk around the building?
Perfect. So it was calm You were direct. You knew exactly what wanted to be asked for. And I heard some manner words in there as well, some power words. Awesome. Who else can have an example for us? Asking for permission to take a walk around the neighborhood. Aiden. L. Sorry, Aiden L. I have 3 Aidens. I always forget that.
May I please go on a walk around the house?
Nice. So power words there, and you talked calmly. It wasn't rushed. We used assertive voice. Awesome. I like that in the book how it said not to rush, because sometimes when we ask for permission, we think if we say really fast, we think if we say it really fast that our adults won't hear us. So talking calmly lets your adult know also that you're being honest with them. Great. Let's hear one more example. Chris, how would you ask for permission to go on a walk around the neighborhood?
Can we walk around the neighborhood, please?
Nice. So that was a question that you asked, and you knew exactly what needed to be said. And if I was your adult, I would know exactly what you wanted. Awesome. All right, kiddos, that is going to bring us to the end of our social emotional learning segment. I want you to remember that you can have a plan for something, but we also need to have permission many times, especially when we're younger. So make sure that you are using that assertive voice to ask for permission anytime that you know your adult would appreciate it. Okay? All right, let's get ready to switch into